Hi, I'm Tyne, and this is my YouTube channel, and I wanted to just kind of chat about the last year. I've been feeling really weird about this channel lately. You can probably tell I've not really been uploading, and I wanted to just kind of chat about why that is, where I'm at, and what happened to the original plot of the movie. But so basically, we all know that there has been a global pepperoni going on for the last year, but you may also know, if you are a subscriber to my channel, that a year ago is when I finished my degree at Minerva. And since then, I have stopped mentioning Minerva at all on my channel. And this is kind of the main thing that I've been feeling weird about, because I know there's 900 people that have subscribed to this channel, and in my brain at least, the majority of you are here for the Minerva content, and every time I upload, I lose subscribers. But basically, since finishing at Minerva, I kinda don't want to talk about it. At least not right now. There might be a time in the future where I have even more retrospective wisdom to feel like I can say something useful, and then it's not just gonna be sucky for me to talk about it. But right now, I have nothing else to say. And essentially in the last year, I have reconsidered my life direction and my identity quite significantly, to the point where I don't know what I would even want to be putting on this YouTube channel, and I kind of get in my head about none of y'all wanting to see anything that I would maybe come up with that I am now interested in. Yeah, so that's. So, I guess I just want to chat about who am I now? Sorry, what? I don't know. I want to chat about who I feel like I am now that has gone through so much tumultuous change in the last year. I uploaded videos about fashion. I thought I was going to get really into fashion, and lately I've been just wearing sweatpants all the time. That's partially because of the job I had for the last 4 months, because I worked in a warehouse and we were allowed to wear just sweats all the time. But yeah, my fashion passion has kind of dropped off, and especially I have begun to take my dollars more seriously and don't feel like I have the ability to be as into fashion as I want to be, because being as into fashion as I want to be requires either more money or a lot more time, and it's just the spark has not been there to spend that amount of time on it anymore. I don't know, man. The brain, it does wacky shit, don't it? But so, I am still into fashion, but it's also I don't think that's gonna be my whole internet personality. I don't think I'm deep enough into any of the fashion niches that I got into to want to speak on them on this platform. So, it's another thing, but not a big enough thing to me for me to feel like I could mold this entire channel around it. What else? Oh, so I posted that video talking about tarot, which was probably super out of left field for everybody, but basically another thing that has happened that is persisting, at least to this point, a little bit better than the passion, is an interest in all sorts of eclectic spiritualities, sort of Western occult things, even though Western occult things are all just appropriations of not Western occult things for the most part. And I've been grappling with that a lot. Let's not get into it. But basically, tarot, super interesting. I've read a decent bit about Wicca, because that's sort of the most popular label for those sort of Western spiritualities that are of a more pagan nature. Doing all kinds of reading, research on all that stuff, having a fun time. Personally, I just feel very fulfilled having more of a connection to the earth and appreciating nature. And I'm just super interested in all sorts of mythologies as well, and different kinds of folklore. So I've been getting into that, but I don't really want to be sharing my personal sort of spiritual journey on the internet, even though I'm very interested in talking about some of the ideas within that experimentation and research that I encounter. But most recently, I have had a complete change in what I thought I wanted to do for work. Basically, I don't know if you've heard of Ikigai, but it's this little chart thing that's supposed to help you figure out a really ideal and fulfilling career for you. And recently, I really grappled with it, and I realized that a couple of the directions I envisioned for myself didn't necessarily fall into that magical overlap between all four of these circles. A lot of the things I had thought I wanted to do were only really hitting 2 or 3. In my most recent attempt to find the magical center point, I am thinking that I might actually be interested in becoming a licensed counselor or therapist, which is an entirely new direction for my entire life. Literally, like, my degree does not even prepare me to go into these graduate programs. So I'm trying to figure that out, and right now I'm unemployed because I'm planning to move out from my parents and go across the country to be able to be with some friends, to have like a support system that I don't have to build up from scratch. In the midst of all that, I'm now like, I have no idea what kind of jobs I want to be applying to. So at one point, I wanted to make this channel about like film and media because I thought that's where I wanted to go with my career. But now, not only am I kind of like, maybe I just want to enjoy things. Maybe I should just enjoy things. But also, copyright claims. I did a video on Harley Quinn that I really liked, that I felt like I put a lot into, and it just got big fat copyright claimed. And you know, it's just disheartening to be like making fair use of something, talking about stuff you're excited about, and still having like big legal shadow over you. So now I'm like, I don't really want to make film content because of the whole copyright thing, which also kind of applies to music, because I've thought about making videos about lyrics of songs that have been popular. Then you can't show the music videos either. So basically, what I was thinking with doing that tarot video is I might like to make this channel somewhere where I can just chat about ideas, and mainly through the lens of books, because I have a very hard time making my ideas into theses, into something coherent, and using sort of the structure of talking about a book which has its own structure just makes it a lot easier for me to talk about these things without worrying about the sort of stuff that's just really difficult for me. And that is how I think this channel is going to exist. If it exists at all. I kind of like, you know, I want to just do the video things that I like. I want this to be a positive outlet, and I want to kind of take all the stress out of YouTube, because I've been just piling all kinds of stress on myself in terms of what to do with this platform, however minuscule it is. So we've moved from being a channel about Minerva, travel, that specific college experience, through all kinds of different interests of mine in the last year, to a point where I think we're gonna just talk about books, and not so much for the sake of reviewing books, but more as like a window into interesting topics. I hope if you watch this, if you thought this was worth listening to, that you will join me in that journey. And if that's not for you, you can just go ahead and unsubscribe. I will take it a little personally, but I would rather just have people interacting with this content and all of that are interested in the things that I actually want to share about, and not necessarily pushing or asking questions about things that I just don't really want to engage in online anymore. That's that on that. Thank you so much if you watched this. Please tell me how you went terribly off your original course in the last year, because I think it happened to literally everybody, no matter where you are in your life, because like graduating from college really put me in the spot to go off the rails, but I'm sure you had some of that too. So I'd love to hear your fun little stories of how you're an entirely different person, and then we can all sort of relate to each other about how identity crises are, you know? Okay, thanks. TTYL. Bye-bye. Video intros and outros. Do you gotta do that? Do I gotta do that? Nah.